Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Stefan Höchbauer, Managing Director, AWS Germany and Europe Central.
Thank you. Good morning, Berlin. Welcome to the AWS Summit. It's so great to have you all here. This summit is an opportunity for us to come together, share knowledge, and raise the bar of what is possible. And I wanted to take a brief moment to thank you for joining us today. This is actually the first summit for me, where I'm on stage as your host. I had just started when we had the summit here last year. It has been an exciting year for me, and I learned a lot. So I'm really looking forward for an insightful summit with you, our customers, and our partners. But let me take a moment to appreciate the incredible companies that have made today possible. Our global sponsors empower us to come together and envision the future. So please join me in a round of applause for their invaluable support. Thank you. And also a special thanks to our global Emerald and Platinum sponsors here in Berlin. These sponsors share our passion for progress and transformation. And I strongly recommend to meet them in the Expo Center and discover their cutting-edge innovations. Now, some of you know that the way we build our services in AWS is by working backwards from the needs of our customers. And when we speak to public sectors and regulated industry customers in Germany, they tell us, no doubt, they want to adopt the cloud. However, they are experiencing growing regulatory attention regarding data location, as well as concerns about European operational autonomy and resilience. And we listened. We listened carefully. In October last year, we announced our plans to launch the AWS European Sovereign Cloud. This is a new independent cloud for Europe. And today, right this morning, we announced our plans to invest 7.8 billion euros in the AWS European Sovereign Cloud in Germany through 2040. Isn't that exciting? It's coming even better, and we will launch its first AWS region in the state of Brandenburg. And it will support an average of 2,800 full-time equivalent jobs in Germany each year. That's awesome news. Thank you. And I'm delighted that we have Brandenburg's Minister of Economic Affairs, Labor and Energy, Professor Dr. Jörg Steinbach, with us at the summit today. He will share more details about this investment. So please join us at 1:45 p.m. at the public sector stage to learn more about that great investment. This new cloud is designed to help customers in public sector and in regulated industries to meet their sovereignty needs. It will be separate and independent from our existing regions. The infrastructure will be located wholly within the European Union. It will provide the same security, availability, and performance our customers get from existing regions today. Only EU residents who are located in the EU will have control of the operations and support for the AWS European Sovereign Cloud. The investments we make into sovereignty are proof of our commitment here in Germany, and so is the development of AWS services in Germany. We are very proud that some of the important parts of the AWS cloud are innovations made in Germany. We have development centers here in Berlin, in Aachen, and in Tübingen. Right here in Berlin, the team is focused on the development of AWS ML and AI cloud services. Most notably, the development of Amazon Q has been significant, made in Germany. It is the most capable generative AI-powered assistant available today for accelerating software development. Early indications signal Amazon Q could help our customers, employees, to become 80% more productive at their jobs. And if you want to learn more about how we in AWS develop software and how we use generative AI to do so, please attend the session of Jonathan Weiss, my colleague, Managing Director, AWS Development Center, here at the summit. And Party Rock is also made in Germany. It is a great example of engaging next-gen talent. The lack of cloud talent is a major concern for many businesses. And we have worked to help solve that in Germany too. Last November, we introduced the AWS Skills to Job Tech Alliance. This initiative brings together a coalition of AWS customers, partners, government bodies, and educational institutions to prepare learners for entry-level cloud careers. We see the long-term potential to connect 30,000 students with tech jobs. The Alliances has more than 130 universities and educational institutions that are currently enrolled in the AWS Academy. 4,000 students were trained on cloud computing already. And we know that you, our customers, you will welcome these students with open arms. Now, speaking about you, the customers, tens of thousands of active customers in Germany are already using AWS. In manufacturing and automotive, we empower companies ranging from the latest startup to leading global OEMs to leverage data and drive value through the enterprise. Our customers use a wide range of solutions. These include software-defined vehicles, autonomous and connected mobility, but also generative AI, supply chain, and product engineering. But AWS is also a pioneer in the intersection of financial services and technology, enabling our customers to innovate, all while adapting to ever-changing regulations and enabling security and compliance at scale. In retail and consumer goods, we boost store productivity. We automate supply chains and enhance brand experiences. We use generative AI for payment, shipping, and search to ensure consistency across customer touchpoints. And in media, telco, and entertainment, we digitize industries and transform telcos. We reimagine the consumer and the customer experience, helping our customers to innovate in content creation and broadcasting using AWS. And we just announced Telefonica Germany partners with AWS and Nokia to build the first major telecom operator 5G cloud core, enabling full automation, scalability, and security. Now, this is one of my favorites. A very innovative customer is DFL. The German Bundesliga is one of the top football leagues in the world. And to keep fans engaged and attract new audiences, the Bundesliga turned to AWS to help build a more data-driven and personalized viewing experience through AI. And these innovations, powered by AWS, are helping the Bundesliga transform the fan experience and shape the future of sports broadcasting. And we have recently announced that we will extend our cooperation with DFL, and I'm very pleased to continue this successful partnership as Bundesliga's official AI provider. Let's see in a short video what this means to us as fans. Let's roll the video. Wow, amazing. So generative AI is revolutionizing the Bundesliga. And I'm very happy to hear more about the how and the role of AWS from our main speaker today. So please welcome on stage Mindy Ferguson, VP for Messaging and Streaming in AWS. Thank you, Mindy.
Thank you, Stefan.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Wow, it is inspiring to hear about the momentum that is happening here in Berlin. It's astonishing, isn't it? The projects and the ideas that are taking shape all around us. They were the stuff of dreams just a decade ago. But today, these ideas are reality. How did we get here? And what can it tell us about where we're going? Throughout history, technology breakthroughs have turned the impossible into everyday reality. The Industrial Revolution gave us interchangeable parts, which brought rise to planes, trains, and automobiles. And even right here in Berlin, the economy was transformed as the city became a leader in the then cutting-edge sector of electrical equipment manufacturing. The Industrial Revolution changed the way that we travel and produce, and it made the world more connected and more productive. Then came the Digital Revolution, where we saw innovations like transistors and operational amplifiers. It created a big bang of electronics, and it gave us life-changing technologies like cell phones and laptops. This revolutionized communication, and it put technology into our everyday life. And the information age, made possible by the internet, cloud computing, and advances in data storage. It's made the world feel even smaller, yet more connected. With each of these technological innovations came decades of invention and new ideas that would have never otherwise been possible. Like the internet, making it possible for Amazon to create an online retail business that would go on to serve hundreds of millions of customers around the world. To cloud computing, something we pioneered right here at AWS. It enables companies of any size to build and scale their own business from anywhere in the world. In the early days of Amazon.com, we experienced the challenges of managing and provisioning infrastructure. And we set out to revolutionize IT infrastructure with AWS so that anyone, even a university student, would have access to the same great technology as large companies on demand, securely, reliably, and cost-effectively. We were pioneers in the cloud, turning capabilities like networking, storage, databases, and compute into programmable resources, removing the need to manage infrastructure and data centers. We continue innovating, now offering more than 200 services in 33 regions, each service built to remove the barriers to innovation. Now, the technology that we've built in this era, it has enabled customers to transform the world around us. Netflix changed the way that we experience entertainment using AWS compute, storage, and our global footprint to stream content in more than 190 countries. And Moderna, they were able to complete the sequence for the mRNA COVID-19 vaccine in 2 days using machine learning on AWS. And the first clinical batch was released just 25 days later. It's a process that typically takes years. The cloud is setting us up to explore the next era. We're currently on the precipice of yet another tectonic change, a new era of technology brought forth by the advancements of generative AI. The capabilities of this new era will enable us to interact and interpret data in profoundly new ways. Now, there are a lot of news reports and a lot of claims, and the excitement is palpable. But I urge you not to think about this technology as something that can simply generate poetry, but instead to think about it, how it can bring deep reasoning into your applications. Imagine adding features that were unthinkable before due to the need for human-like reasoning. This shift will fundamentally transform the way that we build products and entire new businesses. As builders, generative AI has given us a new software component. It's the ability to reason. And it stands to completely revolutionize the way that we approach some of the most challenging problems across nearly every industry. And we're already seeing the impact. Zalando is an online fashion retailer with more than 5,000 partner brands. And Zalando partnered with AWS to develop the end-to-end pipeline for their automated metadata extraction from unstructured product descriptions. Now, their solution combines the power of large language models, and they're using Anthropic's Claude model accessed via Amazon Bedrock. They use that with constructed prompts that contain detailed instructions, structure overviews, and pictorial examples, all to deliver a better customer experience. Through iterative prompt engineering and analysis of their diverse supplier current content formats, they help customers find and filter exactly what they need without needing to order and return multiple items. In effect, it means faster delivery, less returns processing, and lower cost. OpenFold is a nonprofit AI research and development consortium, and they develop free and open source tools for biology and drug discovery. They have unveiled groundbreaking AI models in biology, integrating large language models with 3D protein structure generation. Now, these models are not only 4 to 10 times faster than conventional methods, but they will potentially revolutionize the way that we think about large-scale screening and drug development. The OpenFold Consortium, with support from AWS, has made these tools widely accessible, signaling a bright future for AI's role in biology. Next, I'd like to invite Marina Stiesdorfer, leader of the software factory for the BMW Group, on stage to tell us how BMW's cloud-first approach on AWS is accelerating its vision to lead automotive innovation. Thank you, Marina.
Thank you, Mindy.
Great to have you.
And hello to everyone. It's great to be here. Let me begin with two facts. There is no customer product more complex than a car. And BMW is no longer a car manufacturer only. We are a tech company. A modern car like the BMW 7 Series contains around 500 million lines of code. This is nearly 30 times more than a Boeing 787. It's a great example for a software-defined vehicle everyone is talking about. Our BMW cars are not only connected, but also smart, assisted, integrated, upgradable, and AI-enabled. Globally, more than 22 million cars are connected to our cloud backend on AWS and processing about 12 billion requests daily. We've integrated market-specific third-party content, including video streaming, gaming, apps such as Fire TV or Alexa. And we are able to fully upgrade more than 7.4 million cars. And the key to all of this is software. In-house software development has been a part of our DNA for over 20 years. About 10,000 developers work on first-class code for our 4 electronic superbrains, which build the software core of each of our cars. As a central enabler for processes and toolings, we have established our BMW Software Factory. This IT service organization is the nucleus of the state-of-the-art software development at BMW. It is developing and operating highly automated toolings. So we as BMW are able to deliver customer functions much faster and in high quality. Let's take a look at a specific product example, Software Factory's Codecraft. It's our unique in-house toolchain for automotive software development. That includes open source and vendor services, as well as our own developed toolings. It is designed to meet the specific demand of the automotive industry. The first requirement is the management of large-scale projects with a huge amount of software components. Hundreds of developers work on one single software component simultaneously. Next, we need to ensure fast development cycles. All software components developed in parallel. The third is the efficient creation of high-quality code. This requires extensive testing and fast feedback to enable quick bug fixing. This demands a robust and integrated toolchain. So massive IT resources are necessary, especially computing power. Codecraft is an award-winning toolchain and a benchmark in the automotive industry. Currently used by more than 12,000 developers, executes more than 140,000 continuous integration jobs daily, 4,500 builds running in parallel, using 75,000 virtual CPUs concurrently at peak time. So you could say Codecraft is the engine that keeps the developers in flow, getting fast feedback to enable quick bug fixing. Reflecting on the time before Codecraft, the teams were limited to 1 weekly build. They had to fix the problems for the following week. Why are these dimensions essential to understand? It is mission critical to be fast. The timeline for a new car launch is extremely tight. It's important that Codecraft is scalable and operational non-stop. The requirement for a reliable and flexible infrastructure was a key factor for our decision to partner with AWS. AWS offers the necessary compute capacity when it's needed for us. Codecraft's architecture has been cloud-based from the beginning, with on-premises across multiple BMW data centers. BMW's demand was constantly growing, so we began looking into the public cloud to expand our capacity. With the AWS partnership and their excellent track record, we were able to fulfill our software project's needs. Codecraft is built on a foundation of secure, high-performant, scalable, and sustainable cloud services. We now operating a hybrid cloud setup with 60% running on AWS. Today, Codecraft leverages a multi-region public cloud architecture with 3 AWS regions across Europe. This setup is designed to ensure high resilience. If you are interested to learn more about the setup, I invite you to join the breakout session at 3:15 in the breakout room number 6. The next step for our BMW software factory is establishing a fully integrated virtual validation platform. This platform will enable the development and testing of software within a virtual BMW ecosystem, from anywhere, at any time, within a cloud-based workspace. We have already begun with virtual development and testing using Amazon EC2. Our goal is to achieve a completely virtualized car. So, the future is bright. Thank you, and bye-bye.
Thank you very much, Marina. Wow, an exciting time in the automotive industry. Oh my goodness, if you haven't been over to the Automotive Garage to check out the 7 Series, please do so here at the summit. In 2023, I saw a lot of companies really grappling with generative AI. They saw the potential and they began experimenting. But it's hard to move from experimental proofs of concept to production. We've built services so that you can make that leap. We're making it easy to build and scale generative AI customized for your data, your use cases, and your customers. Now, we find it's helpful to think about this offering as a stack. At the bottom layer of the stack is the infrastructure that you need to use and train foundation models and large language models and run them in production. The middle layer provides access to the models that you need and the tools that you need to be able to build and scale generative AI applications. And at the top layer of the stack, we have applications that are built using large language models and foundation models so that you can take advantage of generative AI without any specialized knowledge. Now, there are two main types of workloads with these models: training and inference. And training is required to create or improve a foundation model by learning patterns from large amounts of training data. And inference uses those models to generate output in the form of text, images, and video. Now, while many of you here probably may not engage directly in building actually foundation models, our deep investment in this layer enhances the capabilities and the efficiency of the services that we provide at the higher levels. These workloads consume massive amounts of compute power. To make generative AI use cases economical and feasible, you need to run your training and your inference on incredibly performant, cost-effective infrastructure that's purpose-built for AI. That includes the latest NVIDIA GPUs like the H100. GPU-based EC2 instances are built on the performant foundation of AWS storage and networking services with a broad array of support from orchestration options and even open source framework support. With EFA networking, you can even provision ultra clusters of up to 20,000 GPUs to support your largest workloads. All of these innovations come together to make AWS the best place to run GPUs in the cloud. Now, when NVIDIA wanted to build the world's fastest GPU supercomputer, they came to us. Project SIBA is a collaboration between NVIDIA and AWS, and it features more than 20,000 Grace Blackwell 200 superchips and our 4th generation EFA networking, providing up to 800 gigabits per second per superchip. It's capable of processing a massive 414 exaflops of AI. Now, we've also built on our experience of running AI workloads to develop our own custom silicon. Over the past 5 years, the investment in custom silicon has led to significant cost reductions in ML training and inference. AWS Trainium and AWS Inferentia chips can reduce the training cost by up to 50% and the inference cost by up to 40% when compared to similar Amazon EC2-based instances. The benefits of AWS custom silicon extend beyond cost and performance to sustainability, enabling customers to reduce the energy required to power their training and their inference. Now, when customers start building with generative AI, they often have questions like, what models should I use? How can I move quickly? And how can I keep my data secure and private? And that's why we're investing in the middle layer of the stack. It's why we built Amazon Bedrock. It's the easiest way to build and scale generative AI applications for large language models and foundation models. Customers in virtually nearly every single industry are using Amazon Bedrock to reinvent their user experiences, their products, and their processes to put AI into the heart of their business. Amazon Bedrock is a fully managed service, and it offers a choice of high-performing foundation models from leading AI companies like AI21 Labs, Anthropic, Cohere, Meta, Mistral AI, Stability AI, and Bedrock via a single API. Talking about models, I'd like to invite on stage Daniel Rosenthal, Head of Global Partnerships at Anthropic, so that we can talk about the future of generative AI and the work that Anthropic is doing in this space.
Hey.
Mindy, great to see you.
Great to have you, Dan. Oh my goodness, great to see you.
Great to be here.
Well, first of all, thanks for joining us here in Berlin. Can you tell us a little bit about the mission and the objectives of Anthropic?
Of course, and thank you for the opportunity to be here with you today. Our mission is quite simple. We want to ensure that transformative AI helps and society and people flourish. And we do that by building cutting-edge large language models that operate at the frontier of capabilities, but do so safely. Our founders actually authored the GPT-3 paper at OpenAI and left that company 3 years ago to start Anthropic, focused on this mission.
Now, recently you released the Claude 3 model, and it scored incredibly well in the benchmarks. Tell me a little bit about what are the main strengths of the Claude 3 model, and how do you see it differing from other Gen AI models?
Yeah, sure. So you mentioned it already. The first thing that differentiates our Claude 3 family of models is that it is a family. We've talked to customers who have told us over and over again that one size doesn't fit all use cases. And so the Claude 3 family is actually a small model that's very fast and very cost efficient, called Haiku, a workhorse model that kind of finds the middle ground, and then Opus, which is our frontier model, the largest and most performant, which when we launched it, set new benchmarks for coding, reasoning, and other of the standard benchmarks for large language models. The second piece is that all of these models have vision capabilities. So they can take images, read them, and then output text. This is incredibly important for many business use cases, and we've tuned the models to be specifically good at image input for business documents. And then the last piece is that safety piece we talked about. We strive to find the right balance between building models that are helpful, that give you the right answer, but are also harmless, that don't output hallucinations and toxic outputs that can be problematic for your business.
I want to lean in a little bit more to that safety and responsible AI. What does that really mean to Anthropic? And for everyone here today in Berlin, what does it mean for a customer?
Well, I think the way it translates for customers, and you all have probably seen this, is the risk of deploying an application that's going to interact with your customers. You want to be sure that the application you deploy can't be jailbroken or manipulated in a way to elicit toxic outputs or hallucinations that steer a customer in the wrong direction or cause other sorts of problems. So it's really about getting reliable, predictable outputs from a model. And that's what our research focuses on. We actually have the leading experts in the world on interpretability research, which is understanding how these large language models really work. And we think that really matters for customers because it'll enable you to better understand how to drive the right kind of outputs and to do it consistently. And then finally, we've taken a lot of effort in training our models according to constitutional principles to enable outputs that are aligned with human values. And we think that's very important as these technologies get ever more powerful, and they are getting more powerful, that we're able to understand and steer them and align them with our values.
Well, last year, I'm pretty excited about this actually, we announced a great partnership between AWS and Anthropic. What does it mean to you, and what does it bring and mean to our customers? What should it mean?
Well, this is a fantastic partnership. We're so excited about it. Yes, Amazon invested $4 billion in Anthropic. That's an amazing resource for us to then use AWS's cutting-edge hardware to continue to train and deploy these models and maintain the frontier capabilities that our customers want. I think the second piece is we share the value of safety, security, privacy. AWS is the leader in this, and it's obviously core to Anthropic and why we exist. So putting those two together, having your model in the same place as your data, is really valuable for customers, and we think that's going to be a tremendous advantage. And then finally, our teams are closely aligned, so we can actually work together on customer deployments, get in there and troubleshoot, and also give earlier access to frontier capabilities to customers that want to really push the boundaries of what this technology is capable of.
It truly is an incredible partnership. Thank you, Dan, for joining us today, and thanks for making the trip here to Berlin.
My pleasure. Thanks so much for having me.
I want to thank Dan for spending some time with us this morning. It's incredibly valuable to be able to hear from him. When it comes to models, we strongly believe that customer choice is important. And just as Dan said, no one model will rule them all. We're still in the very early days of generative AI, and these models will continue to evolve at unprecedented speeds. It's why customers need the flexibility to use different models at different times and for different use cases. And it's why Amazon Bedrock provides you with a model evaluation tool so that you can make an informed choice. Whatever model you choose, we all need generative AI to be deployed in a safe, trustworthy, and responsible fashion. That's our North Star. The capabilities that make generative AI a promising tool for innovation, well, they also introduce the potential for misuse. We need to unlock generative AI's full potential while mitigating risks. An important component to responsible AI is promoting the interactions between your applications and your customers that are safe, avoid harmful outputs, and stay within your company's guidelines. And it's why we built guardrails for Amazon Bedrock. It helps you easily implement the safeguards for your generative AI applications, customized for your requirements and your responsible AI policies. Now, another critical component to building generative AI applications that are unique to your business, it's your data. Data is your differentiator. To really make the most out of your data, it has to be up to date, accurate, and discoverable. And it has to be available no matter where it resides. The first step to achieving all of this is to make sure your data is in the cloud. One customer that really understands the power of their data is Adobe. Let's take a look.
Customers and devices on vibrate, please.
Sorry, we're picking up your bracelets on the mic.
You could Gen AI them out.
For decades at Adobe, we've been pushing technology to help creative professionals create content.
The pace of innovation right now is really high. AWS has been instrumental in helping us scale up to meet our needs.
Firefly is our family of foundational generative models. We've built our training and inference infrastructure on top of Amazon EC2 and Amazon S3. We use EFA technology for fast machine-to-machine communication and fleets of NVIDIA P4, P5s that enable us to train large models very fast.
Generative AI is an ingredient in a creator's creative process. Creators can ideate with this new generative technology and take that further within the applications that they use.
And doing all of those things in seconds. More than 5 billion images have been generated in the last 11 months. We wouldn't have been able to navigate that growth without the help from AWS.
And there's so much more to come, expanding our family of foundational models and maturing those capabilities.
That's the future, embracing this rapid innovation. It's the new digital literacy. It's required for any company these days.
Can't wait to see what our customers are going to do with that.
I've spent a lot of time helping customers drive their digital transformations into the cloud. And in fact, I came into AWS having been a customer. And I've personally done this transformation actually 3 times. The key to each of these transformations, it's data. Every modern business is a data business. And now we're having that same conversation about how to use data for generative AI. Across all types of use cases, we've found that a strong data foundation includes a comprehensive, integrated set of services, as well as tools to govern the data across the end-to-end workflow. And that workflow now includes generative AI. Think of generative AI applications as a new application type that sits on top of an existing data foundation. That means that you'll want to plug in all of your existing data sources, your S3 data lakes, your operational databases, and you'll want to use the same data building blocks that you're familiar with. That's your high-quality enterprise data that customizes your AI. Amazon Bedrock offers a complete set of capabilities to help you create applications with your data that are relevant for your business. Capabilities like fine-tuning, retrieval-augmented generation, or RAG, and agents that help you execute tasks using your enterprise systems and your data sources. Now, at today's summit, you can explore all of the different methods, and a little later, I'm going to show you a very simple way to implement RAG. At AWS, security and privacy, it's our top priority. It's in our DNA, and it's woven into our culture and every single service that we build, including Amazon Bedrock. Your data is never used for training, and when you fine-tune models, we create a private, secure container that is accessible only to you. And we secure the data transmission with end-to-end encryption throughout the AI lifecycle. Amazon Bedrock can also be used in compliance with HIPAA and GDPR. Now, with Amazon Bedrock, we are making generative AI accessible and straightforward to use. You can expect the same types of APIs, SDKs, and security features that you're accustomed to in all AWS services. Just like EC2, S3, RDS, Bedrock has the same enterprise-grade features to help you make your data secure. Core AWS security capabilities like identity and access management, CloudTrail logging, and data perimeters, they're all there. Now, you've used AWS services to modernize and evolve your enterprise systems for years. And you can now use generative AI on AWS to have the same transformative effect. To tell us more about how their company has built on AWS and is now reinventing with data, please welcome to the stage Valerie Liborski, CTO of HelloFresh. Good morning. Go get him, Val.
Hello, everyone. Most of us enjoy home-cooked meals with the fresh ingredients. But we don't always have time to think about what to cook and what ingredients to buy. We at HelloFresh have been here for the last 12 years to solve exactly that problem. HelloFresh was founded in 2011 in Berlin. We started as a meal kit business, shipping recipes and pre-portioned ingredients to customer doorsteps. Our goal was to provide everything you need to easily make fresh, tasty meals. And we've done just that. Today, HelloFresh is a global food solutions group that consists of 8 brands in 18 countries across 3 continents. Our mission is to change how people eat forever. We started as a meal kit company, and now we're leading this category worldwide with over 1 billion meals shipped last year. In addition, we have 3 more verticals now. Ready to eat. Factor is our fastest growing ready-to-eat brand globally. We just expanded it to the Nordics 2 weeks ago. With Factor, we operate the 2nd largest commercial kitchen in the United States, second only to Disneyland. With Good Chop, we deliver premium meats and seafood products directly to our customers. We also deliver high-quality pet food with Pet Stable, and more is coming. At HelloFresh, technology drives everything. From procurement to marketing, our diverse systems power all aspects of our operations. We leverage AI for smarter decision-making and constantly innovate for efficiency and excellence. HelloFresh possesses the world's largest and the most comprehensive customer taste database, encompassing over 12,000 recipes and 12 years of order patterns and menu browsing behaviors. We collaborate with approximately 2,000 suppliers globally, and we ship around 150 million ingredients every week worldwide. Today, I'd like to talk about HelloFresh growth journey, which demanded significant scaling of both of our technology and the team. AWS played a crucial role in easing these growing pains. It required extensive effort to ensure our infrastructure could seamlessly expand to accommodate our rapid growth. Let's explore how we navigated and managed growth starting 4 years ago. In 2019, we fulfilled 37.5 million orders worldwide. Within a few months, lockdowns and uncertainty started. People couldn't eat in restaurants, didn't want to go to grocery stores, and wanted stress-free, delicious meals delivered to their door. As a result, we experienced a significant increase in deliveries and customer base. By 2021, our orders skyrocketed to 117.3 million delivered per year. In this slide, you can see our automated distribution center in Barleben, Germany. The increase in customers prompted us to expand our physical production capacity. To meet this demand, we significantly increased our workforce and production size, with our tech team improving efficiency and minimizing errors on the ground. Currently, we operate 42 fulfillment centers worldwide with 17,000 employees across these locations. We've scaled our production, and with that, our data volume has grown proportionally. Data is fundamental to HelloFresh operations, and being data-driven ingrained in our DNA since day one. This has positioned HelloFresh well to leverage the power of AI, ML, and now generative AI. Over the last few years, we've been building a unified data platform to enable data decentralization. Our data platform allows any engineer to build data products at scale, publish data products for analytics or ML use cases, and monitor the quality. Previously, a team would have to set up their own data infrastructure, like S3 buckets and Airflow clusters. They would have to create data pipelines on top of this infrastructure and would have to take care to ensure that the pipelines accounted for security, privacy, access controls, etc. They'd also need to add observability and data quality to ensure that pipelines were executing properly. Teams would also set up integrations with the necessary data sinks to enable activating their data products. All this typically took days or even weeks. Now, teams are able to use the CLI to quickly specify their needs and go from operational data sources to data products in minutes. Looking ahead, we plan to continue improving the customer experience and continue to personalize our services. We're doing this already with ML-based menu recommendations in the United States. Our customer-centric DNA helped our collaboration with AWS team, who also shares this value. We're making significant investment into AI and have been utilizing Amazon Bedrock as part of that exploration. We have built a system utilizing Amazon Kendra to search across our document stores and take advantage of RAG to have LLM-generated answers to internal queries to help our teams continue to collaborate efficiently. I mentioned at the beginning how quickly our ready-to-eat brand Factor is growing. Factor experienced a more than 10x revenue growth from 2020 to 2023. And we expect around 50% growth from 2023 to 2024. We're taking the lessons from the last 3 years and are applying them to this new phase of growth. We're excited to see where further innovation leads us. We know AWS and Amazon will continue to help us, HelloFresh, change the way people eat forever. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Val. Please welcome to the stage Isabel Droll, CIO at TUI. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great to have you.
Thank you. Good morning. I hope you are as excited as I am today to be here. Please close your eyes and picture yourself in the ultimate paradise, a place where you feel free and energized, ready to experience the holiday of your dreams. That's what we do at TUI. We make it easy for you to experience your dream holiday. Personally, I need nature, especially the mountains, giving me the feeling of infinity when I am at the top. Let me ask you a brief question. While you closed your eyes, with all these beautiful pictures in your mind, did you think about sustainability? Well, my kids do, and challenged me 1 year ago to engage myself to save the planet, not less than that. Inspired by my kids' challenge to think big, we've embarked at TUI with my team on an exciting journey to lead in IT sustainability. Our vision, travel a force for good, is not just a statement. It's a commitment to a greener and more sustainable digital future. To achieve something big, you have to leave your comfort zone and break with the norm. And today, I'm going to tell you about TUI's transformation journey and how we broke the norm to go big with cloud and AI. TUI takes the equivalent of the entire population of Australia on holiday every single year. This gives you an idea of our scale, making us the world's largest tour operator in the world. But beyond our scale, what truly sets us apart is our transformation journey over the past 7 years. AWS has been a pivotal part of this journey, enabling us to leverage the cloud, data, and now AI to redefine personalized travel experience, inspiring you for your next trip to book and fly on a plane or going and dive in one of our beautiful resorts. All connected, end-to-end, personalized with data and AI. The travel industry is incredibly dynamic. Facing constant challenges, especially during COVID, business stopped overnight, no flying. And we had to repatriate within a few days 200,000 holiday makers and a lot of our employees. We had to immediately reduce cost, and we reduced our AWS workloads by 50%. More crucially, as the airspace opened up, we could ramp back up within hours to meet your demand when you decided to travel again. TUI decided during COVID not to follow the norm and shut down completely. We had instead the decision that we would use this downtime to go big and all in on AWS. So what did we do? We built our own cloud-native technology platform to power the future of travel. We globally migrated all our call centers to Amazon Connect and we reduced the agent handling times by 20%. We transformed our IT organization into a globally distributed workforce, and we trained during this time 90% of IT staff on AWS skills. Now, we are starting to train our employees not only in IT, but also on generative AI, and a success factor for our transformation was the collaboration with AWS to manage the change for our employees. After COVID, there was again a high demand for travel, and people wanted new experiences. This is a great opportunity to harness the power of machine learning and generative AI to really curate tailor-made travel experiences in a more natural and a more personalized way. The move to a cloud-native platform allowed us to accelerate and rapidly embrace AI and machine learning. In fact, we've increased our model development with Amazon SageMaker by 1,000% within 1 year. Last year, we launched our AI lab that is driving generative AI adoption, producing hundreds of use cases from the board level to the person turning the plane around to the employees meeting the customer in the resorts. It was a real challenge to find the one that really delivers measurable value. So we used PartyRock to build an AI working backwards coach to help drive clear, measurable problem statement from the teams. And then we were able to quickly prototype ideas. One of the use cases with pursued is in the area of content generation. We have 100 of thousands of holidays on sale every day, which require inspirational content. Creating SEO-optimized content at scale that matches tone of voice for the brands and ensure personalization is a real challenge. From a business perspective, every 1% of change in organic versus paid traffic means 8.5 million of cost savings. We extended also to Bedrock to manage our foundation models, and we could enhance our accommodation and SEO content beyond just hotel facts and really personalize this content. By utilizing model stacking, we could solve a problem that could not be solved by one model alone. Utilizing Llama 2 for the initial content creation, we then passed it through Cloud 2 to align on the tone of voice and to define and tuning on language. Amazon Bedrock gave us an enterprise-ready, secure, and compliant platform to scale generative AI to all parts of our business. Model choice is an important consideration, and today we can quickly iterate over new models like Anthropic's Claude 3, when we can build generative AI solutions fast from inspirational search to cutting call center complaint time by half, or an in-destination concierge that helps customers in the resort. We are currently rolling out Amazon Q Developer to 2,000 engineers, increasing the developer productivity by 30%. So, during our cloud adoption journey and COVID, we on purpose broke the rule to say, start small. Instead, we decided on going big, going all in. Our vision for AI is not to start small, but use AWS to really scale and accelerate, drive efficiency, and enrich your customer experience. To go from a personalized, from inspiration to destination. Travel is a force for good. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The amazing weather we've had in Berlin this week made me imagine my holiday here in Berlin. It's incredible weather that we're having. Many of our customers want to take advantage of generative AI without building applications. And instead, they want to integrate their enterprise data with an AI application that lets them take the advantage of the LLMs and the foundation models quickly and easily, but without the need for any machine learning expertise. For this, we have Amazon Q, our Gen AI-powered assistant that is tailored to your business. Amazon Q has multiple areas of expertise to meet the needs of different users and roles across your organization. But since many of you here today are developers, let's talk about what it can do for you. Amazon Q can transform the way that you build at every single step of your development lifecycle. And we've put Amazon Q where you work. You can find it in the AWS Management Console and documentation, in your IDE, and even in your team chat rooms, like Slack. Let's take a look at what we can build with generative AI. Okay, today we're going to imagine that we're a developer and we're working for a big pharmaceutical company. The company has a research team, and they do a lot of work around new drug discovery and development, repurposing existing drugs, and identifying biomarkers. One of the team's biggest challenge is quickly identifying new research areas and assessing the quality and relevance of research papers. Now, the team currently uses a portal. It's written in Java, and they use that to submit and review the research papers. But the documents lack important metadata, such as accurate summaries and tags that are useful for categorization and search. So with all the talk about Gen AI today, let's use it and figure out how we can solve the problem. We can easily implement this new functionality by creating a new Lambda function that interacts with Bedrock to summarize, add tags, and append useful metadata to our documents. And then you can update the existing Java application to call that Lambda function. Now, maybe you're not an AI expert, but luckily Bedrock makes it so easy to add generative AI capabilities to any app using a unified API. So we're going to decide to use the Amazon Titan Text Express model because it provides a good balance between speed and efficiency. So to get started, let's ask Q in our IDE, how do I call a Titan Text Express model on Bedrock? And Q will provide us with step-by-step instructions on how to implement the Bedrock code, along with a brief explanation of what that code does. Now, as someone who's never worked with Bedrock before, Q will make it very easy for you to understand what every single step does, and it allows you to quickly get familiar with the Bedrock API. As you can see, it only takes a few lines of code to invoke any model in Bedrock. In fact, let's say we want to experiment a little bit and try a different model, like Anthropic's Claude 3 Sonnet model, to see if it can do a better job in summarizing and tagging the documents. So let's use Q again, and let's ask it, how do I call the Claude 3 Sonnet model on Bedrock? And Q will give us the code that we need. Now we can add that to the function by pressing the Insert at Cursor button. And let's now use Q Developer and get our Lambda handler code that'll be triggered by the Java application. For this, we can type what we want just using natural language, and Q Developer comes back within a couple of seconds with a few code suggestions to help us quickly implement the Lambda handler. Now, the Lambda code is complete. We can update the Java portal. As a new developer on the team, maybe you're not familiar with the code and you need to do a little bit of exploring to understand the application and how it works and where to add this new logic. To save time and to get quickly up to speed, let's use Amazon Q in our IDE and ask, what does this project do? By the way, where was this 25 years ago when I was writing code? Q analyzes the code and provides a detailed explanation of the current project. Next, we can use Q to help us write the code that calls the Lambda function, and it identifies the areas in the existing application that need to be updated. Q is able to not only successfully produce the necessary code, but it can identify the ideal locations to add that new code. Okay, all of our code is complete. Next step is to log into the AWS console and test our Lambda function. Let's make sure everything's working as expected. Oh dear. Okay, we've had a failure, and we're seeing an error that we actually didn't expect. So instead of losing any valuable time trying to figure out what's causing the error, Q in the console can actually help us quickly troubleshoot and resolve the problem. In the console, let's press the Troubleshoot with Amazon Q button, and within a few seconds, Q will tell us that the problem is a missing permission. Furthermore, we can even use Q to provide the resolution steps to that problem. All right, we've got all of the issues resolved. The code is now deployed into production, and the portal can now provide more accurate, complete, and up-to-date information so that the research team can move faster and more efficiently. Now, we could stop there, but we've got a ton of data sitting in S3. Who doesn't? And we have an opportunity to build an even better portal and add more value to our users. Remember, I told you I'd come back and show you an easy way to implement RAG. So to leverage our existing data, let's configure Bedrock with a knowledge base and link that knowledge base to our S3 bucket for retrieval augmented generation, or RAG. This means that prompts to the Bedrock API will now also retrieve links to documents that are related to a specific topic, and we get more accurate and relevant results. Bedrock makes it extremely easy to implement RAG. All we need to do is use Q to help us update the Lambda code that includes a knowledge base when we call the Bedrock API. We can do that and invoke a model and retrieve related information from the knowledge base, all in one combined call. Okay, a few extra lines of code, and we're able now to quickly and efficiently find relevant research papers from our vast document repository. Bedrock enables builders to build complex generative AI applications quickly, efficiently, and even more importantly, securely. Q solves many of the problems across the end-to-end development lifecycle, like planning, writing, debugging, testing, documenting, and even upgrading code, all in one GenAI-powered assistant. And our customers are seeing phenomenal results. BT Group has been using Amazon Q to provide 15 to 20 suggestions of code per active user per day. Over 100,000 lines of code have been generated in the first 4 months at BT Group. They've automated around 12% of the tedious, repetitive, and time-consuming work. That's 100,000 lines of code that they didn't have to write themselves, freeing them up to focus on many other things. But even with all of these productivity boosts, the industry is still going to need more developers because companies are going to want to use more technology and not less. We can see this all around us. There's a soaring demand for AWS technologies right here in Germany. It's why we're offering free training to 29 million people globally by 2025, with 21 million having already benefited. We offer more than 100 courses and learning resources on AI, ML, and generative AI through the AWS Skill Builder and AWS Educate programs. Now, I hope those of you who benefit from this training go on to become active members of this growing community. Globally, we have over 250 AWS experts across 54 countries. They've been recognized as AWS heroes because of their enthusiasm for knowledge sharing that has a tangible benefit to our community. We also have 2,900 community builders, over 500 user groups, 24 of which are right here in Germany, and over 75 cloud clubs. We have an incredible AWS community. We may not have been around for the invention of interchangeable parts or the transistor, and maybe some of you weren't even around for the birth of the internet. But the inventions that these breakthroughs have led to have transformed lives and the world around us. Just as previous technical eras have brought substantial improvements to the world around us, we expect the same from AI. At AWS, we are breaking through technology barriers to make generative AI accessible. So whether you're integrating generative AI into your applications or using it to build more efficiently, there has never been a better time to be a builder. I believe that what you're inventing today and tomorrow I believe it can lead to a profound impact on the world, changing industries and changing lives. So while you're here at the summit today, as you learn about the tools, the solutions, and the partners here at AWS to invent your next application or experience, I leave you with one question. What magic will you build? Thank you, and I look forward to seeing all of you around the summit here in Berlin.